This is Anjali Urk22Cs1049. In this video, I'll explain about my experiment 6. Today, I'm going to explain my AI-powered medical assistant project, which analyzes user symptoms and gives health advice using an AI model called Queen, running locally on Olama. This app is built using Python and a Gradio interface, which allows users to interact with the AI in a simple web app format. In the beginning of the code, I imported some of the necessary files which are required. So import OS, this is the module to work with the operating system. I have imported import OS. And this is an extensions snippet, small snippet, where it was used to remove the SSL search file environment variables if it exists. And I have also imported unnecessary libraries, other libraries like Gradio, which is used to create the web interface for users to interact with the model, and the request handles HTTP requests to communicate with the Olama API. And this date and time helps records the time and date for the user inputs. And FPDF, importing FPDF, is to generate a PDF report of the conversation. And in the third step, defining the local API endpoint for the Olama server, which is 11434 is the local API endpoint I'm using, and specifies the model like Queen 2.50.5. Olama must be running locally for this to work. And I've created in my poster, this is the dictionary base knowledge base for common conditions. I have used some random conditions like cold, fuel, migraine, and indigestions. Contains where it contains a keywords, an advice, and a severity. If the user input matches any of these keywords, respective of this, the system gives the predefined advice. Like if suppose the keywords matches sneeze, running on anything, it tells like it may be a common code like that, the advice which was already pre-built. And these are the emergency keywords I have used. If the emergency types any of these symptoms, the system will instantly trigger an emergency alert response. So this will be like severity of the emergency it will tell. And this is a conversational memory array I have created, a list which is used to store all the past interactions like response and everything. So all the health report details will be stored in this. And this step 6, def check knowledge base. This is the function which I have created to check whether the user symptoms match any known illness from the knowledge base. So here is the condition we are checking if any of the match it contains any of the word in this data is considered to the keywords mentioned above in the knowledge base. If the keyword is found, it returns the condition data which was advised there. And this is the function which I've created. Olama response builds a prompt that in here it builds a prompt that instructs the AI model what to do. It clearly lists how the model should analyze and respond. And here this is the payload one. This request body sent to the Olama API, including model name and prompt and a string. And here we're having an error exception handling with a try and exception. This try response is equals request.post sends a post request to local Olama within the time limit of 20 seconds timeout. If the APIs works correctly, returns the generated text. Else it goes into the exceptions. If the condition fails, shows in connection error. And this is my main function. This is my main function, medical assistant. This function drives the main logic, checks if the input has emergency keywords. Firstly, check it has an emergency keywords. Search in the knowledge base, and it tells the symptoms and advices. And it also records the time format. If it is emergency, it will tell emergency alert. You reported systems like chest pain and this. Seek immediate help like that. Severity will be severe. If it is a knowledge base, it will give the advice which already predefined in the knowledge base schema, and else it will tell like moderate. So everything will be appended into this, saves all the data is saved into the conversation memory for the history purpose. So this saves the interaction in the conversation memory for future generations of the purpose. So this is the final, returns the final advice to the Gradio interface. And this is the last def export PDF. So initialize a new PDF, sense forms and headings. And with gr.block, Gradio creates a block interface with a blue theme and heading text boxes, outbooks box, buttons, defines what each button does, analyze symptoms and export PDF. These are the functions varies. And finally, demo.launch launches the Gradio app in the browser. So this is the Gradio app. So we are redirecting it. So this one is like, so I'm giving like fever is my keyword. So analyze symptoms. It's producing an assistant response like it may be flu, stay hydrated. If suppose I'm giving like chest pain, emergency alert, your reported symptom like this. So if I want to download export health report, it's being downloaded.